tea and toast talk videos are basically videos where I make tea, I make toast, and I talk. Tea and toast talk videos involve topics, tea and toast topic talk. Topics that might have a little bit of depth to them, stuff that is either deep or highly requested for me to talk about, controversial, maybe even just relevant to the news. Today I'm probably talking about a topic that has been overly discussed on the internet, I would probably guess by now. Although this topic has been discussed, I do believe that everybody in this kind of topic can bring something different to the table in the sense of their own experience and their own story and their perspective of things. So I thought it would be fun for me to discuss being full-time on YouTube, being self-employed, running my own business and working from home, also discussing how I make money online and how it all works, only because, and this is where I want to start off this whole thing, it is nowadays such a much wanted thing. It's probably, I'm sure there was like some sort of study, but it's the most wanted job in schools now, like in primary schools, secondary schools. People are aspiring to be YouTubers, and when I was aspiring to be a YouTuber back when I was in high school, it wasn't considered normal at all, and I would never say that go out loud to teachers. It would just be like my own private little thing that I wanted to do and aim for, and it was no way encouraged or spoken about. But that's for like a whole different topic, I'd say. There's a fly on my toast, go away. I say YouTube person, but a lot of it, which I'm about to explain, isn't even related to actual video stuff. So just being a full-time online person, I don't think there's still not a word for it. The word influencer came in and quickly left because everyone hated that word. People don't like the word influencer because they think that it defines them as someone who only influences and nothing else. Like, they don't see them as like a creator or a creative. They just see them as like a way to promote your products and a method of advertising, and we're more than that. I would like to think that we're more than that. So doing YouTube full time is something that I've only ever done, and that's the craziest thing about it. And when I graduated university, I was always set with the goals to work for myself and work from home. Underneath doing YouTube, I wanted to video edit for people. I wanted to work with shops and brands and businesses, and I wanted to make promotional videos for them, and that is something I can still easily get into. And at the moment I'm trying to get into video editing, like along the side of YouTube, so video editing for other people. So if any of you need a video editor, you're looking at the right gal. So all that being said, at this current point in time, I'm only working solely for YouTube. That's a bit weird to some people and a bit odd, because I am a small channel and it is quite crazy seeing like the huge variety of people on here, because you can get super big YouTubers that have other jobs, and then you can get smaller ones that just do this on its own, ones that are small and they just see it as completely a passion and they put all their money they make back into it, and it's just a passion project or just a fun little thing they do on the side. There's so many different types of reasons people are on here in the first place. It's very similar to anyone else who's employed to do a job. You might think that's enough for yourself and you just do that job. You might want more than that, so you apply for something else. You might want 2 jobs because that's not enough. I think it's all down just to personal preference, how much you feel like you need per month and how much your lifestyle requires. So I think it boils down to that, really. But it also, I think, depends on how well you do it. So you might have a really big following and that doesn't really mean anything to you financially. Like, you might just see that as cool. Someone else might have a following and see more potential with that, so they might want to raise awareness for something. I don't know, they might want to do loads of charity work, or they might be able to quite carefully and tactfully and cleverly I'm not saying exploit themselves or turn their audience into little dollar signs, but just do something with that. Have fun creating stuff and making money at the same time. I mean, if I was to tell you that you could make money out of your favourite hobby, whatever that hobby is, like reading a book, watching films, you would probably take up the opportunity. It's all like a personal preference thing. I think that is what I've come to decide, because sometimes I look at people and I'm like, you could easily make this your full-time thing. That being said, I'm going to talk about the different methods that I personally use to make money, and this might answer a lot of questions that people might think to themselves, when they look at YouTubers and ponder how exactly are they making a living out of what they do. So the first one is fairly obvious, and it's only obvious because it's the only form of income that is clearly labelled as income, and that's because the money I actually make from that thing is clearly labelled on that thing. I know I have like merchandise and stuff, and it does say how much you have to pay to get that shirt, but it doesn't tell you how much I'm getting selling that shirt, if that makes sense. So Patreon is what I'm talking about here. It is one of the websites that so many content creators and artists in general use. So if you are making a lot of art and people really love what you do, they can support you by buying the art, but you can actually go further and have people who support you donate money, and it's better than a donation, I see, and I see it as, and I think a lot of other people see it as, better than just a donation, because it's not just a one-off thing, it's more of like a guarantee. I think a lot of artists struggle the most with feeling like financially stable. It's quite scary being self-employed in general and working for yourself, and if you're an artist as well, because we don't have, well, a lot of people in that position don't have a guaranteed amount of set money coming in every month. It's a hustle, and you kind of wake up thinking, shit, I need to do this and this, otherwise I'm not going to be able to eat or I'm not going to be able to do anything this month. And Patreon is a way that you can actually relax a little bit. That's the way I've seen it. I mean, I don't earn a lot from it. That's probably like one of just many legs to the table, to the self-employed table. Like a reassuring way to know that that money is going to come in that month, and it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. Patreon, if you don't know, people are able to put how much money they would like to pledge to that person per month, and it does say on people's Patreons like the total amount that they've got coming in that month. You can actually remove it so people don't see, but I like to be a bit more transparent with how much people are supporting me, because I think that it's kind of good to see and reassuring to see that your money is in that pot. So it's sort of like when you're saving up for something, it's kind of satisfying to see it sat there and to know that that's what you've created in a way. So if I was to support someone on Patreon, I would like to know that if someone was on $520, like I would know that $20 is mine. So it's kind of nice to think like that. Anyway, I'm going off on a complete different tangent here. Patreon isn't just about pledging, well, my Patreon isn't just about pledging money for making YouTube videos. There are also perks of being on there. So another part of what I do is a podcast. For example, I do podcasts for my Patreon. I do exclusive videos, so instead of making a video for YouTube like I'm doing now, I would make one just for Patreon. There's posts on there that are kind of like exclusive, I suppose. I do Patreon Q&As. I write handwritten letters out to people that have pledged a certain amount. I'm now doing tarot card readings, so if you want to have your future read, I give you a fully dedicated video of me doing that. Sponsorships are most people's biggest form of income. It depends how big your channel or Instagram or whatever it is, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever it is you're being sponsored on, it depends how big your audience are on there, equals how much you're going to get paid to do something, and also depends on how many sponsors that come through every month. And there is always a little bit of worry. I think I hope that I'm not the only content person that does this, but I think most people who are sponsored, they're very thankful and grateful, but they do worry if their audience will take it well. And honestly, when I see someone I watch has got a sponsor, particularly a big sponsor, which you can usually tell because of how big the brand is, I'm so happy for them, and it's so cool to see that big brands are taking YouTubers seriously. Some might laugh at that and say, why are they? Why should they? But I think it's really cool that such well-known brands that have huge reputations are seeing so much power in self-made YouTubers, people who just sit and make a business themselves because they want to, and they're able to work with businesses that are made up of millions of people and have been around for years. That's a really cool concept to me. How a typical sponsorship would work is they would contact a content creator and say, hey, I would like to make a video with you, and what that will involve is you trying out our face cream in an upcoming makeup tutorial, and it's important that it is stuff that you already make, because it would be a bit weird if I said to you, hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing this lawnmower, watch me mow my lawn. I mean, that would be quite funny, to be fair, because I just make silly content that's all over the place anyway, but it would make a lot more sense if you saw me reviewing something a bit more me, such as a clothing brand. So the brand would say, hey, let's work together, I give you X amount of money and you make us this video, and then we post, and then you post it, and then jobs are done. Now that could be like a month-long sponsorship, so they could ask you to do a series of videos, maybe have them mentioned at the beginning of a couple videos, or maybe just one. Maybe they want you to do a couple blog posts for them, or do more than one Instagram photo, or perhaps a story. Like, the possibilities are endless. Literally, you can get sponsored just to retweet a tweet. So the next one would be affiliates, affiliate link kind of based stuff. So through Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere that you can place a link, you can monetize it if it's a product link. So some people might just tell everyone where they get a shirt from. Some people might do a haul and just link you straight to the Boohoo links of the clothing that you've displayed in the haul. However, there are some people that might say, I would rather people know that I got this product from this place, but it would also be cool if I could make money from them buying the product. That is in no way saying that your favorite YouTubers are getting you to pay more money for a product. That's not how it works. Your favorite YouTubers or whatever's online would be earning like 50p if you bought that shirt that you like in the video and bought it yourself, and you didn't pay anything more. You're basically just buying a product that you saw that they were wearing and liked, and they get 50p from Boohoo or whatever it is, as, if you want to see it this way, a kind of thank you for influencing that person to buy that shirt. Does that make sense? You can be commissioned for money. You can even have an exchange based on vouchers for using purely on the website. It depends what you really want. If you know that you're going to probably spend that amount of money on that website anyway, then you may as well get vouchers, but obviously vouchers don't pay the bills. However, I think it's important to mention here that also a lot of what happens when you are an online person is that you get quite a lot of free stuff. Particularly some people, if you're like a beauty blogger, you get so many PR packages, and sometimes it's a little bit over the top when I see certain bloggers out there sharing how much they get sent and putting it on their like Instagram stories and stuff, and sometimes I'm literally in awe. I'm thinking, what the heck do you do with all this stuff? A lot of people do choose to give it away as like gifts for their viewers, which is really cool. Some people give it to charity. It's insane the amount of stuff that some people get given, and that isn't money. It doesn't pay the bills, like I just said, but I think it's important to mention because it is part of what you get in a sense, because you're in a way paying for that luxury side of your lifestyle. So people who have a well-paying job might want a well-paying job because they have quite a luxury way of living. So for example, some people who are in a low-paying job and are comfortable to be doing that job might not necessarily spend a lot of money on makeup, might not necessarily have a need to buy lots of jewellery or tons of clothes. And in a way, if you are in a job that has tons of bonuses like free clothes, free makeup, free this, free that, then there's going to be a lot less space there for you needing money for other things. Does that make any sense? A lot of their job covers stuff like free trips to freaking Disneyland. Like, how many times have you seen YouTubers get free holidays and free trips to the bloody moon? No, just being taken to a festival across the other side of the freaking world. Like, that covers your income, in my opinion. So the next method a lot of people would use to make money online is through live streaming. Live streaming is becoming more and more popular on the internet because of the fact that I think YouTube kind of ripped away a lot of people's advertising on videos, and I think a lot of people switched over to Twitch and Patreon, like I was saying earlier. So I would sometimes do these every day or whenever I have like a free moment, like an hour or two, and I'll sit and chat with people, and it's honestly one of my favorite ways. I'm not saying that I make a million from it. All of these things to me aren't huge incomes on their own. They add up when they come together, and that's the point I'm trying to prove by making this video, I suppose. But it's probably one of my favorite ways to make some form of money because I'm just chatting to people. I'm having a laugh. I'm discussing things with you guys that I would chat with my friends about, and at the end of the day I get to make a living from this. This is cool. Like, when people say to me, do enjoy what you do, I'm looking at them as if to say, are you insane? Like, this is so good. I think people's opinions on what I do is so funny, because some people will think it's cool, think I'm living like the high life, and they will be like, oh, she's such an inspiration. And then some people, bless their hearts, will literally just see me as unemployed, and they'll like every now and again send me job applications, and they're like, oh my god, this looks perfect for you, like, have you considered doing something like this? And I'm like, I don't have the time to also work full time doing something else, unless I decide to do less YouTube stuff and go somewhere else. Like, I'm not complaining about people trying to be nice and stuff, but it's just so funny how people see what you do so differently from each other. It's pretty hilarious. But yeah, we're getting off topic once again. The way getting paid for live streaming works different ways depending on what you use. I use YouNow, and you get money for YouNow from people just like giving you likes, or people can actually put money into YouNow to buy you stickers and gifts and stuff. And bars, you can actually physically give people bars which equal to money, real life money, and people can either pay for those bars. There is a way that people can literally just get gifted bars like for free, and then they can give them to people that they feel deserve it, I suppose. And by doing that, it's like a free spin system where people can go onto YouNow and click free spin, and for no money at all they can give a YouNower a free gift, and that can equal to money. So moving on to the next one is YouTube ads, and this is probably the most common one. This is probably why I left it down to almost the bottom of my list, because everyone has kind of heard of this method. This is basically where YouTube or Google run advertisements at the beginning and the middle and the end of your videos that you watch on YouTube in order for that person to make money. So very similar to the TV, when you're watching Coronation Street, the adverts start rolling. Those adverts that you watch in the middle of your Coronation Street pay for Coronation Street to run. If they weren't there, then Coronation Street would be dead. The same kind of way for your YouTubers. I know there's ad blocks out there, but the way I see it is, if you like a YouTuber so much, it doesn't hurt to spend 2 minutes, some of them are like 30 seconds of your day, to watch an advert, because that view that you're giving that advertisement translates to about 10p or something like that. Depends how long the advert is. 10p is quite a lot actually, so probably like 5p. It's nothing much, but if you're thinking about big YouTubers who have a lot of views, it is a lot. Maybe not these days, because very recently, just in quick explanation right now, because I'm not getting into it, YouTube have cracked down on their advertisements a bit more, and they're selectively choosing who gets advertisements based on if they're a family-friendly channel. And this is a very controversial topic, because what is deemed as a family-friendly channel, they're basically killing off educational channels and channels that discuss the news and important stuff, but YouTube see it as, you know, controversial, so like quiet it down, you know, bugger off basically. Oh, can't say that because I need to be family friendly channel, otherwise they won't support my YouTube channel with adverts. I'm talking so much my brain's gonna fall off. Shirts and merchandise. So a lot of YouTubers will probably also sell stuff alongside what they do, and that would be things like shirts, phone cases, plushies, posters. Some people might collaborate alongside another brand or something to make a cool product to sell on, which is wicked, but most people will make their own merchandise, whether that's through a shop that makes it for you and sends it for you, which is what I do, or they will buy the products in bulk themselves, make them into their own product, and then sell them themselves. I did try that for a little bit, but it actually killed my soul, so I decided to have somebody else do it for me, and that's how I sell the stuff that was on my website. So yeah, I got shirts and they are great and I love them so much, and I've started collaborating with another lady who's a talented artist, and I'm really excited to make more products with her. Once again, this is all stuff, even though I'm saying, hey, let's sell stuff to make more money, I love this, guys. I would never dip into something that I am doing just for money, because it makes me lose, it kills the passion. I want to make sure that I can do it with everything I've got. I was going to be talking about like working from home and being self-employed, and what it feels like to run on your own and to be a business person and to have a business head, how to support yourself and how to keep yourself motivated and stuff like that. But such a big topic. I probably will put that in another video if this one does well enough, and if you guys actively let me know in the comments that that is something you'd be interested in hearing. It is scary doing everything for yourself. There is a lot of stuff that goes into it, as I've just explained. Like, I just gave you like a rough summary of the stuff that goes into what I do, but there is so much that comes off of each part as well, like just saying sponsorships and affiliate links. Like, that's all well and good, but what I'm saying that goes into that is photography, editing, marketing, promotion. You've got to work out how to be brand friendly and how to talk to brands, how to communicate, how to do business calls, how to present yourself, like traveling to London to chat with these kinds of things to businesses and to people that want to invest their money into you. Like, there's so much that goes into it that this video would be a million years long. Maybe I would do a part 2. If you want that, then let me know. My tea's gone cold. So yeah, I think I've spoken about everything. I think my toast has also gone cold. Yes, it has. I would like to know if there still are any questions that you have, and if there is, then I will make sure that I include some sort of segment on that topic in the part 2. This was a long one, but I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, I'm ever so grateful for this opportunity. That's my story, that's what I have to say, and I will see you for my next video, which will be very soon. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already to be notified every time I make a brand new video. Click the notification bell, because YouTube no longer tell people when their favourite YouTubers have made videos, because YouTube is a nightmare right now. I'm on social media such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and Snapchat, so make sure you follow me on those, because I'm always posting shiz on there. And yeah, see you very soon, guys.